We are at Rattlesnake Springs, a different part of Carlsbad Caverns National Park that people aren't typically used to seeing. And we are working on sampling for the Dragonfly Mercury Project. So here you see us with our long nets. We are digging in the Rattlesnake Spring for some dragonfly larvae. So typically this larva lives down in some of the muck, some of the soil and the leaf litter at the bottom of bodies of water, of streams, of pools. And so we gotta dig in there to get out some of that larva, pull it out with our nets, make sure we don't have any other macroinvertebrates. So here we have a nice crayfish that we pulled out. Want to throw that guy back. They can get up around 40 millimeters long, but sometimes they are around 10 millimeters. We are transferring the dragonfly larva out of the nets and into a nice pool of water so that we can go ahead and process them later on. This guy ended up measuring out around 35 millimeters, so he was one of our biggest catches of the day. The bigger dragonfly larvae will eat some of the smaller dragonfly larvae, so it was important that we eventually took them out of the fish tank we were keeping them in and separating them into ice cube trays. We also sampled at a different site in the park, Oak Springs. We took a look at the differences between those two different groups of dragonfly larvae to hopefully give us a better picture of mercury in the water here at Carlsbad Caverns National Park. And typically we do see some differences between Oak Springs and Rattlesnake Springs. We of course want to monitor both because although we are not sourcing our water from Oak Spring, there are other creatures that will be sourcing their water from Oak Spring, things like mule deer. Now there are some natural sources of mercury that are going to be inherent in any body of water, but we want to make sure that we aren't getting too high levels of mercury in our water because that can be harmful to the ecosystem. It can be harmful to all living creatures that are a part of that ecosystem, including humans. Now, dragonfly larvae are a good indicator of this because they are predators. They lay low in the muck and the leaf litter at the bottom of streams and bodies of water, and they will feed on some of the insects that they see swimming around down there, some of the other macroinvertebrates. And eventually, these dragonfly larvae will be eaten by things like fish, turtles, birds even. And then those birds, fish, turtles can be eaten by larger animals. And so it's a good example of bioaccumulation, the way that things can build up as they work their way up the food chain. And that's when things really start causing issues, things like mercury. So here we're using a practice called clean hands, dirty hands, where one person is gloved up, making sure that we don't contaminate any of those larva samples. And we're working on IDing those, separating those out into families as we process them, get them packaged up to be shipped off and tested.
Is the mouth part flat or spoon-shaped?
Spoon.
Are the lateral lobes of the labium, does it have jagged teeth or not jagged teeth?
Not jagged teeth.
Horn in front of head?
Nope.
Across the top of the abdomen, are the hooks curved or spiky?
Curved.
The last dorsal spine longer than the prep crop?
Yes.
Cordulidae.
You saw his antenna in the thingy. Yes.
Ashnidae.
Surprise, surprise. So that wraps up our day of dragonfly larva sampling for the Dragonfly Mercury Project. Look into ways that you can help out with this project in local parks and maybe in your own backyard near you.
Yeah, I'm really happy you guys invited me out.